Starting a TA video. I've had a few days off, guys. It was my best friend's birthday, 30th, for the past couple of days. I've had two good friends' birthdays, so it's been a bit of a messy week. And I've been recovering. But yeah, getting into this. I want to look at XRP quickly. Because there's a lot of FUD around it at the moment. You know, it's been labeled stablecoin, whatever, for however long, with the set case and everything else. Everybody knows about it, so I'm not going to get too far into it. But I'm bullish. I'm still bullish. And you know, as long as this low holds here for XRP, which is 58 cents, I think that's the lowest. You know, once you start losing this sort of level of support for yourself here, because you can see that that's multiple levels of resistance. You know, you broke out support, you've come down support. You know, and you're getting a bounce right now. So that's a key level of support you want to see XRP hold. And what it's doing here is nothing that it hasn't done before. And you're still essentially creating higher highs and higher lows for yourselves here. And you know, if you've got this low in here, potentially you this high needs to be broken. Basically, I'd say a minimum this close, getting a close above this high right here is what XRP needs to do. You know, it's a long way off. It's a long way off. But I'm not saying it's gonna happen overnight. But if you keep structure here, and look, you've not come down, you've wicked below the 55 on the weekly, but you've come back above it. You know, you closed under it, yes, but you've come back above and you haven't run into it as resistance. So what you want to see now is get yourself back above the 20 and the 10 and fall back to them for support here. You can see that the RSI is sort of flipping a bit here. It's at a healthy level. It came down to 40, 45, something like that. And the stock RSI, has that got a bullish cross? Not yet, but you can see that the blue is trying to, once it goes over the orange, you know, you've got that cross, and you can see when the blue goes over, look here, boom, that's price action going up. You know, you can see here, look, as soon as it flipped over, boom, you had a bit of an impulse. So could that potentially be on the cards here for XRP? Who knows? But let's get some trend lines in on the weekly. It's best to stay zoomed out, in my opinion, and look at the bigger picture always, and see what's going on. So you've got this level of, right about there, you've got this level of resistance above yourself right now, and you can see that from this low, because you came down in your bear market, and this is where you started the resume of the bull run. Sorry, you came into the bull run here, and you can see from down here, you've got this key level of support for yourself. So you've come into some massive horizontal triangle here, because you've got this level of support here. This is ascending triangle. You broke out, you fell back to it for support right here, and you also created this trend line of support for yourself. So you fell back to that as well, and now you've come up, ran into it, you've come down, come up, ran into it, you lost the EMAs here. This was a descending triangle, and you've lost support. So technical target from there to about there, if we get it on near our breakout, you see we haven't come down and met our technical target, which was back down to this low. If this is the double M top pattern that played out here, and a descending triangle, you know, you've wicked near it, but you haven't. But that's XRP. You know, I still think there's enough in it. And it's very strong. It's very strong. So just clearing this up a little bit. Yeah. So hopefully this is where we get our bounce. If you start coming up here and tackling this level of resistance, you know, because this is what happens. You get squeezed down into a corner, and eventually you're just going to break out somewhere. Potentially, who knows, to the downside. You know, if Bitcoin starts to roll over and you come up here, start coming up and hitting your head on this as resistance, and you lose it and hit your head on resistance, that is potentially where you could, you know, start this rollover here for XRP and be entering your bear market. But you haven't lost key structure yet. On the larger time frames, you haven't lost key structure, so it's looking good here for XRP, in my opinion. And you can see that from this high here, where you're retracing to from your breakout, which is where is it? Right there, because this is where we found our low. Found our low right here, right? So that's our zero. And you know, where we're retracing to key levels of support, and right now the 0618, you've had a nasty wick below, you've come back up, and you know, you fell back to that for support, and you've bounced off currently, so it's looking good here. It is looking good. You're holding the 0618, which is 82 cents. What you want to see happen now is run up to the 050 at $1.04, and get above that again and break out of this trend line. Because if you do that and get above $1.04, that is where you can see rocket ships for XRP, and it can start to move. Just expect the unexpected. A lot of things that happen in crypto, not all of them, you know, I can't put a nail on the head with it, but a lot of things that happen is that people expect something and the complete opposite happens. So yeah, man, that's a little update on XRP. If this is our low here, let's get a fib on here. From that low to where we was retracing to, our local high, you can see that potentially what you're trying to do right now is come up to this 236 level resistance. And again, if you get above that, that's where you would start to get above these EMAs here. If you fall back to that for support and start coming up and tackling this 050, potentially you could say you're coming up in this level of resistance, a level of support, level of resistance, a level of support, and you come up in this massive ascending triangle and break out here at the 050. So you want to see XRP get above $1.31. So this key level of resistance, and then break above the golden ratio at $1.46 to start your impulsiveness again. And that's where you would take off. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. You're going to come up in this massive ascending triangle, but as I said, you haven't lost key structure yet. This is still a higher low than this and this. It's higher lows, you see. And right now you're just being squeezed down into a corner for a breakout. So I do think one is coming for XRP very soon. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thank you to all your support, everybody. And I hope we can just grow in this space together. Until next time, from ChartNerd TA, take care, guys.